I experienced pain in my hands and thumbs, and my family has a history of arthritis. So I also live on a ranch. I have horses and I do a lot of work outside. I went out to work in my own barn and could not even hold on to my own broom to sweep out the barn. And at that time, I thought that there might be a little bit something better that could help me hold that broom. And I had thought back to when I was working in occupational therapy in my early 20s. At that time, there were assistive cuffs that you may have seen called universal cuffs. Does anyone recognize these? So they're made of Velcro. Some of them have a wood block. They're also elastic, and they can hold maybe a pencil, a pen, and possibly a fork if it's skinny enough. So they're not very adaptable. They don't hold many objects. They're very unhygienic. So if you eat with them and they get dirty, they become unsanitary. If you're painting with them or doing artwork, they become dirty. They cannot be sanitized, and they can't be shared with other patients or clients, friends, or students. And so they're basically not distributed here in the United States. We can't use them in schools, therapy centers, care facilities because they're not hygienic. They also, while not being hygienic, are not comfortable to wear because they have to be strapped on tight to stay in place. And then you don't even feel the object in your hand. You can't feel the cold of the fork, or if it were a drumstick, a musical instrument, you can't feel the vibration. It's difficult to judge how hard you can grip or how soft, because often these are used for rehabilitation where you are hoping to get a grip back. As in the case of a stroke, you may have a stroke and your grip is poor, but through rehabilitation, your grip will improve. So it is important to be able to feel the object in your hand. So how can we make it better? With an EazyHold. They're small little silicone cuffs. They come something as small as an infant cuff size to an adult's sippy cup, or you can even use it on a boat oar or outdoor sports equipment. So from this size, and they come in a total of 10 different sizes. How do they work? Here's a traditional standard fork. You slide it end over end like this and slip it over the knuckles. Now, some people use it over the knuckles. Others will put it between knuckles. It's a matter of what is comfortable for your client, patient, student. You can also secure your food. You can eat this way, but you can also secure your food by turning the fork upside down and then pressing down, so that if you're eating with two hands, you can use it for securing food. So the lavender is the perfect size for a woman's hand or a man's hand. And of course, they come in larger sizes. Here is an infant spoon. Something as small as an infant spoon can fit an EazyHold. Let me just slide it on and show you one more time. And the good thing about infant spoons is they don't have to be tight either. Silicone has a sticky feel to it, so it does not need to be tight like the older universal cuffs. When you're talking about occupational therapy and what kinds of tasks can benefit from our universal cuff, our cuffs can fit on all utensils for eating and meal preparation, for grooming, for toothbrushes. Here's an electric toothbrush. Now, because my grip is poor and I have very little grip in my thumbs, I use this on my electric toothbrush because you need to brush for 3 minutes or so, and it's very difficult for our older folks to hang on to something that long, especially with repetitive motion activities like eating or writing or brushing your hair. For grooming aids, the EazyHold can be used with a toileting wand, a razor, hair brushing, traditional toothbrushes, as well as electric toothbrushes. And the good thing about the silicone is that it provides a slight stickiness so it doesn't slip even when it gets wet. And if they get dirty or soiled, they can go right into the dishwasher on their fork, their knife, their toy. You can wash them in the dishwasher and autoclave, or even the clothes washing machine if you put them in a basket. So they're great for grooming. They're also wonderful for, here also for the shower. You can put them on a handheld shower wand, something as large as a shower wand, to give the elderly a little bit more independence and control with their own lives, to help them do their own tasks, their own grooming, their own washing is very helpful. On a blow dryer, something as large as a blow dryer. But these are all tasks that are important to maintain for as long as you can. I mean, the best indication of a good quality life is the ability to do for oneself, to do for yourself. So it's something that we want to try and maintain for as long as possible. What else does it work for? It works for art and art therapy. So here we can put our EazyHolds on a fine art brush. In elder care facilities, often there is an art class or some kind of playtime where you can do clay sculptures. Here, it's very easy to hold an art brush. If you have arthritis or a stroke, you can hold it backwards, forwards, upside down, in 1 or 2 fingers. It is unlimited how you can use it. You can also put it on a thumb, and it stays put. So they work very well for art brushes, markers, and paint daubers. Then there is for writing on a pen. Very simple to hold a pen with 1 or 2 fingers. Or for technology, as a stylus, very easy for a stylus for computer work, your phone, any kind of toys and technology. You can use them on a remote control. This can be a remote for any kind of technology, TV, music. It can be on a joystick for your computer or for gaming. For art therapy as well as music therapy, it is important to make sure that our elder population have lots to do in the care facilities. And with EazyHold, you can have a drum circle, drumsticks, on shaking toys and bells. Very simple and easy to use, and everyone can participate in this. As we mentioned, it is really important that as you age, you're able to continue to do activities, fun activities, and to be seen and to be heard. And music and art therapy helps patients, helps clients, students to be seen and heard. And that's very important. Even noisemakers, bells, xylophones. Very, very simple to hold these tools with just a few fingers. Takes no grip. For rehabilitation and weightlifting and weight bearing, this is really important for our elder population to do some kind of weight bearing other than just walking and mobility. So we do take weighted bars and we slip our EazyHolds on the weighted bars, and patients, clients, and students can do some very, very simple weightlifting with weighted bars. You can also use them for weightlifting. This is what we do here. We'll use a water bottle. And this is a way that you can increase the weight on a weekly basis. You can start with very little water, and every couple of days add a little bit more water and give them a little bit more strength training. This is the sippy cup size. So the sippy cup size fits on baby bottles or sippy cups or toys, a boat oar, bicycle pedals. Here it is on an adult sippy cup. Slide just a few fingers through. Very, very simple to use. So I'd like to show you a few case studies here. I'm going to share my screen here. Let's see here. All righty, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen now? Whoops.
No, Kerry.
Cannot see the screen? Okay, let's try this again.
Okay, let's see if I can help you out here.
I'm sharing the screen. There we go. How about that?
No, not yet.
All righty, we're going to try it again. Share the screen. How about now?
Yes, this is perfect.
Okay, great. Excellent. Technology takes a little time, doesn't it? So I started my company in 2014 with my sisters. One is a director of early education. She was a director of 42 schools here, ages 2 to 10, and it was an inclusive school that included children with disabilities as well as neurotypical children. And then my other sister, Wendy, is a fine artist and a chef. Between the three of us, we had skills to be able to, and I'm a costume designer and a wearable tech designer for 35 years. Between the three of us, we were able to create something that we think can enable people to live full and happy lives from infancy to adulthood. Our mission statement is to provide people with disabilities or physical challenges innovative, inclusive, adaptive tools to enable the simple act of feeding oneself. Every person deserves the chance to do for themselves with grace and dignity and to participate fully in life's activities. We like to make our products affordable, comfortable, adaptive, and will enhance, encourage, and enable inclusion and independence. We've made our products a colorful product so that it can be more like a watch band or jewelry instead of something that looks like a medical device, like these other universal cuffs. People always ask, why are they so colorful? It's because we want it to be an object that enhances other objects. We don't want it to look like a medical device. So here's just an assortment and a sample of some of the things that we are used with: art, children's toys, grooming. As well as for the home, we have tools. So for occupations such as maintenance, building, taking care of your own home and garden, EazyHold is amazing. Fits on all of those things. So we're going to start with this case study. She's a 93-year-old female. In 2020, she had a right hemisphere stroke resulting in left side weakness. She has a in-home full-time home health care assistant. She definitely had sensory impairment in her hands, an inability to fully close her fingers or form a grip, reduced coordination and balance, involuntary movement. She had some tremors present in both arms and hands. And there was a possible indication of a Parkinson's diagnosis as well. Let's see if we can get this video. So this is her using the EazyHold for the first time.
This EazyHold, put it over the fork. Okay.
I'm sorry, Kerry. I think you need to shift your screen over to the video that you're trying to show us.
Oh, you can't see the video?
No, yeah.
Can
You
you
might
see
have
it
to
yet?
change the window. No, not yet.
Okay, stop. Let me see.
Under share screen, you might have to change it to the window that you're trying to share.
Okay, share screen here. Let me try this again. All righty, screen sharing, and I'm going to new share. New share, here we go. Hopefully this is it here. All right, how about that?
Yep, this is perfect. Thank you.
Great, there we go.
Let me help you with this phone. Turn on that.
She's 92 and
This
had
is
a
the
right hemisphere stroke.
over the foot. Okay. Oh, that's great.
We have another little video of her as well. So this was standard cutlery that she was using. She was able to maintain secure control and a stable position. She has improved food intake. We heard from her caregiver that when she was able to do for herself, she was able to eat more food and enjoyed her food more. It significantly reduced her caregiver's assistance needs. It did seem to give her a suitable angle for food introduction. This were all information that her caregiver gave me. And it had minimal interference with the small joints of her hands and no discomfort was noted. New share. Let's see. This was about 10 minutes into eating. She had become quite a bit more comfortable with it.
Okay.
And then let's see, what do we get? Minutes of eating. And she's, as you can see, she's really not having to grip at all. The angle of the spoon is good for her. She can also be using a built-up spoon. We use it with a built-up, wider handled spoon. Okay. So then she had been quite active and really getting around. So the caregiver had been assisting her walking and supporting her left side because she could not use a walker because she had no grip on her left side. So she had an inability to fully close the left fingers and unable to maneuver the walker forward or lift it to go around a corner. And so we introduced the EazyHold to her walker because of her left grip deterioration. She was able to control the walker and lift it off of the floor with just this little bit of cuff supporting the back of the hand. And so I've heard from her caregiver who says it has maximized her recovery. She's regained strength and coordination and stamina and balance since being able to use this walker. New share. So we have it on the handle here. We used zip ties to put it on. You can take the walkers apart and slide them over, or you can use zip ties. So she has very, very little grip, yet she's able to maneuver around this corner. And she lifts it up right here a little bit and is able to slide around the corner. This was in 2020, and she has since done quite well and is regaining use of her left hand. This was a little bit later. We had gone back, and so she was working with the EazyHold for a time eating, and we introduced the pencil grip to her. She had difficulty grasping and writing. She experienced sensory impairment also, so she had lost a little bit of the feeling. And of course, she was unable to close her fingers or form grip. She had been able to work her hands by self-feeding. So by this time, she was forming a little bit more of a grip. Her gross motor function is good. Her elbow is, she's moving her arm well, but she did have reduced finger strength and dexterity. So you put the yellow EazyHold on, and there was no fatigue or discomfort noted, her caregiver said. And here's the new share. She chose the angle of the pencil and the angle of the EazyHold. She has her thumb tucked in and 2 top fingers. And it's actually done pretty well. Do it one more time. I know her name, so I can make out her name. So the ability to, again, do for oneself is so important, making sure that people have impetus to keep going. I mean, to be able to think, okay, I'll be able to paint again. I'll be able to play the piano again. I'll be able to continue walking, perhaps dancing. She used to dance as well. There's no reason why she cannot be dancing again at some point. Okay, now we have, this is other techniques and alternative holds for writing. As you can see, this child here has a severe dysfunction in the hands, and his disability does not allow him to hold a pen in a normal fashion. And so he has figured this out for himself. And then this is a technique that they've used, which it looks just like a marker here that they've slipped it and then tucked it between the fingers. So that's kind of a clever adaptation. Here it's used on a computer stylus, and here we have it on a computer joystick. This is Erica Reeves. She was one of our earliest occupational therapists who helped us to do some case studies and try our cuffs on all kinds of implements. She said, as an occupational therapist, I've dealt with the struggles of ill-fitting universal cuffs and the difficulties of keeping cuffs clean for quite some time. I've had patients feed themselves, resume handwriting, or simply brush their hair with these products. I've seen parents, caregivers, and patients experience new joys that they thought were only in the past. I highly suggest these for in-clinic use to promote to patients. And so she helped me to to reach out to some patients and do some testing. So here's a 28-year-old male. He has spastic triplegia, cerebral palsy. It affected both legs and just his left side arm, and left him with minimal left hand movement and function. So here is the young man, and he's going to do a little play therapy here. This is a fishing game. So he does have grip with his left hand, but he doesn't have grip with his right hand, but he doesn't have it with his left. It's important to have that bilateral coordination. So he doesn't have a grip with this arm. But if you don't use this arm, the body is going to be out of balance. He's going to lose all his musculature, his muscles in his left arm. And it's the same with our elder care. If we don't encourage them to use the off side, the weaker side, their whole body balance goes out. Their muscle tone, it's more difficult for them to walk. It's more difficult to do everything. So it's important to find activities that they like to do to build up that muscle. It might be something as simple as putting them in the garden and putting an EazyHold on their garden hose and helping them to, let's say they've had a stroke and they have a weak hand, just having them hold a garden hose and watering will create resistance and weight and be able to give them the exercise that they need. Here we have a 25-year-old male. He was born with a congenital limb reduction of right arm, resulting in, he has a 5.5-inch limb on his right side. Gross movement index and dexterity is present, so he does have movement in that limb, but on that limb is small fused fingers, jointed with some motor coordination. The small thumb has minor movement, but limited grasp. And so he was studying to be a cosmetologist, a hairdresser. So we put an EazyHold on his limb to support the items he needs: combs, brushes, hair blow dryers. So here is his limb here. We do have a little video. You can see his limb, and it has a small thumb and some fused fingers. But he is able to put the blow dryer on this limb or put a comb. Can you see? You can see this, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do a new screen share. It's not the best video he sent, but it's pretty good. So here's his limb there. He slips the blow dryer on, and he is able to brush out, comb, blow dry his client's hair. He can do color, he can do cut. It's pretty amazing. All right. So EazyHold is amazing for blow dryers, holding your makeup brushes, for your grooming tools, for art therapy. This is Adaptive Artists for Trauma. It's a group that goes from care center to hospital. They facilitate all kinds of traumatic injuries, from stroke, arthritis, brain injuries, to help people draw and paint and help them to be seen and heard. And it's always nice to have a piece of artwork. And I think it's important therapy for our elder care to have available to in their programs, as well as music. Music programs, you can have bells, drums, shakers, glockenspiels, xylophones. There are a lot of different types of music that you can use with EazyHold. Here's a glockenspiel and a xylophone. Music therapy is very important. We also have some Paralympians using our EazyHolds on their tools for skiing, for cross-country running, We have Olympians using it for horseback riding reins, for tennis, hockey, and I think our last slide, we have it for bike racing, and here is a recumbent bike. So EazyHold has capabilities to be used on so many different products, daily living activities. I think that you will find it very helpful for your parents, your patients, your students, because it comes in so many different sizes. I would love to open up for questions, if there are any questions.
Thank you very much, Ms. Kerry. Yes, we do have a couple of questions from the audience. The first one is coming from Sam P asking, is the EazyHold, will the EazyHold cause muscles to become more open quote, close quote, lazy, or will it help to strengthen the muscles over the long term?
We have found that taking the EazyHold and using it for, when we start with children, it actually is important to start children young with cerebral palsy, for pediatric stroke. If you start a child young, they get that eye and hand coordination. Now, of course, they want to do grasping and lifting and reaching. And so a child actually will get stronger and better, and he will want the cuff off if he no longer needs it. I feel that with adults as well, they will use the cuff when it is beneficial to them. They don't want to use it, they want to get better. So, but what they're lacking is weight bearing. They need to start lifting things with that arm. And so if they have no grasp, how will they weight bear? It isn't something that they start to rely on. Now, there are some conditions or diseases which don't get better, like ALS, Parkinson's, Huntington's. These are not diseases or conditions which you can get better. They are degenerative, and so once you start using them, yes, you will continue to use them. But then there are other, like stroke. Now, since 2020, when the 93-year-old was using those tools, she is no longer using them. It's now almost 2022. She's been used them for about 1 year, and she no longer needs them. They're not on her walker. They're not on it. So nobody wants to use them, particularly forever. Their goal is to use them and take them off.
Thank you very much. A question from Christina Teal asking, is the EazyHold silicone mold resistant?
Absolutely. So this is 100% silicone. It is latex free. It is food grade silicone. So it's the same kind of silicone that goes inside the body as well. That they make valves and other things because it's completely mold free. It does not harbor any bacteria. In fact, if you try to write on it with a Sharpie or something, you can't even write on it. It won't even hold ink. So nothing sticks to it. It doesn't get dirty. And so it can go right into the dishwasher or a hot autoclave at 500 degrees. It's also completely eco-friendly, and it can be recycled. So it's made of silica sand. So it is eco-friendly. It's good for the environment. So you're not taking up valuable land space with a plastic object. It's also Pilates free, and it's lead free. It has no harmful ingredients, and the colors are all also non-harmful colors as well.
I've got to test the Sharpie thing out for myself sometime.
Yeah, the Sharpie won't stay on it at all. Nothing sticks to it.
Okay. Next question coming in from a Miss Sharifa Tahir asking, how does the EazyHold fare with people with cognitive impairments like dementia?
It's similar to autism in that with dementia, patients spend a lot of time worried about holding on to the object, dropping. And so this facilitates holding on to it, and they don't worry as much about holding onto the object for eating or drawing. It's similar, dementia is similar to autism, I have found, in that they fixate so hard on gripping onto the object that they forget what to do with it. They can't remember what to do with it. So it does aid them to relax their hand and be able to eat, to draw, to paint, to sculpt without fixating on the firm grip for repetitive tasks.
Okay. You mentioned earlier that something like a Sharpie would probably not stick onto the EazyHold. Question
Yeah.
from Rafida Ahmad asking, what about paint, like oil-based, acrylic-based paint? Does this stick onto the EazyHold at all? No?
Nope. No, nothing will stick onto it. No, nothing will stick onto it. The only thing that sticks onto it is sometimes pet hair will, but then you just wash it.
Oh, fair.
It has a little bit of a sticky. I will say that too, on the EazyHolds, the way we have built them is they are flat on one side, completely flat. So that lays flat against the skin. And on the top side with the EazyHold logo, there's a slight rise and fall. And that shape and design allows it to lay flat on the skin, but keeps the object from twisting. So it's important to put the EazyHold strap on with the logo up.
I've had the opportunity to try out some of these EazyHold products in the office itself. I find it to be really, really soft in my hands, but when I try and stretch it, it does have this toughness to it, which I think is really cool.
Yeah. It is really unbreakable. I mean, you can stretch it forever. Here, this is this size, and it can go, 20 times. It can go onto boat oar, golf clubs, tennis rackets. I use it on my own broom and a horse rake outside.
Okay, I'm going to show a video clip about some of the users that we've sent the EazyHold to. They've had a couple of days to try out the EazyHold, and they have some feedback. So I'm going to show a short video clip followed by a few live testimonials from some of these viewers. But first, a question for Puan Nur Fazila, if you're here, Puan Nur Fazila, from a Mr. Sam asking, are disabilities caused by birth, for example, special needs kids who aren't able to function like normal kids, are they categorized under occupational therapy needs as well?
Yes, because actually we have different types of services. We covered from the newborn until the elderly. So the special need kids is under pediatric occupational therapy.
I see. Thank you very much, Panur Fazila. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen now, and I'm going to show you guys a very a short clip of some of our some of our friends who have managed to use the EazyHold. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to start the video.
It looks good.
Okay. I just realized that I think did you guys manage to hear any volume in those videos before?
I did not hear anything, no.
Oh, I apologize for that. Oh,
Actually,
okay.
maybe we ask people to give a testimonial. Maybe some of them want to share straight.
Sure,
Yeah.
no problem. If you guys want to hear that video with sound, I think I might be able to upload it over on our website. So you can check that out after the webinar. But first, I'd like to invite some of our users, like some of the people that have been able to use the products, to share a little bit about their experiences. First of all, we have Mala Padmaraja. I'll be giving her the stage. Mala, are you here? Oh. Mala?
Yeah.
Ah,
Can you hear me?
yes. The floor is yours, Mala. Could you tell us a little bit more about your experiences with the EazyHold
Okay.
so far?
Okay, we'll do. Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Hi, Kerry. Thank you very much for coming. And actually, I work for iElder also, and so I had a chance to actually go through all this. And I was telling Olivia that I would really like the bigger part of the equipment, because I have a problem with my fingers. As you see, that have a radius and ulnar disjoint, which made my fingers go apart. So if I were to bring all my fingers like this, I can't make them straight. It comes. And from doing that, when I went to the doctors, they told me that there was some wastage here of the strength. So I have lost the grip from the thumb to the forefinger. Okay. There are a few things that I find it very difficult. And one of the things that I was telling Olivia and the rest of the team that I really had no confidence was holding on to a cup of coffee with no handle, or a bottle as such, because you know how when you want to hold it and then when you feel you're going to drop it. So I have got this one here that I put it on. I got this from Olivia. And to me, when I go for my walks in the morning, I like to take some water, but you don't want to carry. So I just have this like this. So you see, it's great. I'm not gripping it. And it also acts as a little bit of a strength training for that. And so this is one of the things. And of course, my early morning cup of coffee that I like to enjoy. And I've always felt this fear that I'm going to drop it down. But now with this grip, I can very safely take it across to my sofa and sit down and watch some TV. And another thing that I really like, this big one, is this one, phone. To me, this is excellent because I'm always dropping my phones. So when you drop your phone, so if you're carrying stuff, so this is safely there and it's with me. Wherever I go, I can have it, and I can even use it. So these two were the things that suited my little, I would say, grip defect, which I had this problem. But the rest of the things, like, you know, holding pens and forks and spoons, was not a problem. But I found this great and so useful. And I think especially for the elderly, as they grow older, the confidence they can get by holding on to something and without letting it fall, especially like an iPad or a mini pad or a phone for the older people, they're not dropping it. So it's always safe in their hands. So that to me was great.
I love that.
Yes, I'm so glad of this little invention. I'm going to show it to everybody so that, you know, at least a lot of people will then pick it up from here and then realize that there are other uses for the elderly also.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you very much for sharing, Mala. We also have Rafida here with us in the audience. So Rafida is actually part of GAPS, which is the what we call Gabungan Anak Palsi Cerebrum, which stands for kids with cerebral palsy. And we managed to send her one of our products here as well. I'm not sure if she'll be available to give a testimonial today, but I do have a message from her saying with giving her thoughts about her experience. She says, children, we sent her one set and she sort of like allowed 2 children to use it. And they say they typically have difficulties holding things with their non-dominant hands, but with the EazyHold, they have a better grip and they're less likely to drop the things that they're holding. Yep, so that's,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, they are a game changer for children. There's no doubt about it. There has never been a cuff for children in their sizes. And they are the difference between a child with cerebral palsy being able to feed themselves or drink a bottle, or even hold something as simple as a rattle, or every child deserves to hold a superhero. And for many children, they can't even hold a doll. So it's a game changer for kids.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I think that's going to be about it for our testimonial and sharing session. Now I would like to open up a small contest to the floor. We have 25 attendees here in the audience still. We are approaching the end of our webinar. Just going to open up a small flash contest here to allow one of you to bring home one set of this EazyHold for yourself. So for those of you who might want to share a little bit about how you might be able to use this EazyHold, or who you're hoping to win this EazyHold for, I'm going to invite you to the stage and share a little bit about the challenges that you're facing at home. And first one to make it, first one to give a testimonial will win one of these sets of EazyHolds for yourself. So the floor is now open for anyone who wants to share. Catherine, does that mean you want to share, or okay, anyone who wants to share, just type in. Okay, so we have Catherine here. Catherine, I have given you access to speak. So Catherine.
Yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
Hi. Okay,
Yeah.
Catherine, so who are you planning to win this EazyHold for?
Oh, actually, it is for our non-profit organization where we work with children with special learning challenges. Some of them have fine motors and gross motors problems. So I think this set will really help not only just one person, but we have 25 members in here. And then each one of them are unique in their own strengths and weaknesses. So I believe that the intensity of the grip in EazyHold will better improve their fine motors, gross motors, and also cognitively, because we do some sensory integration with them. And I think this will really complement the therapies that we have in the centers for them.
Oh, what happens to be the name of your NGO, yeah, Catherine?
We are Persatuan Kebajikan Sinar Cahaya Istimewa. Sinar Cahaya is a Malay name in Malaysia. It means a bright, yeah, that every child is bright in their own lights. Every one of them have their own strength. And Cahaya is for Cahaya Mata, like anak, child in Malaysia, in Malay language. And Istimewa means special. Every one of them are special. And our goal in the organization is to lead them to have a dignified and meaningful independence living. Because as caregiver and as parents, one day we will no longer around to assist them. So EazyHold will really complement into their independent living and not burdensome to most people. And through the videos that I have shared, I have witnessed this 1 hour plus, I find that EazyHold has really, really given much bright hopes to many people.
Indeed, and hopefully that hopefully this EazyHold will be able to help make the lives better for the kids and everyone else in your organization as well. Congratulations, you will be receiving one set of these EazyHolds. Do DM us, DM our Facebook page later on so we can organize, set something up and send you this EazyHold. For the rest of your attendees, don't fret, there's something special in it for you as well. We will have a very limited time discount code for you. Just give me one moment. I'll put it up on the screen. Oh. Sorry. Oh, it's not detecting my application. Never mind. So here, I'm just going to pull it up. All right, can you guys see my screen?
It's black.
Oh,
There we go.
okay. Do you see a picture?
It's a little bit fragmented.
Fragmented.
It's
Okay.
black again.
Okay, I think that's an issue with my graphics card. What about now?
It's black. Nope, nothing there.
And now?
Still black. There we go.
Okay, great. So for those of you who can see the screen, EazyHold 15, that's a discount code for you to get a limited time 15% discount off on EazyHold products on www.ielder.asia. If you go into our website and type in EazyHold, you'll find the full range of EazyHold products as well as the price. So that brings us to the end of our webinar. I'd like to open up the space for just a few more questions. If there are no questions, we can. That's going to be it for today.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I really enjoyed it. And please feel free to reach out at any time with any more questions, and I'm here to answer them.
Yep. We have a few thank yous from Sharifa, Christina saying thank you, Kerry, and a great 8 for Independence. Congratulations and thank you. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. If you have any more questions, do feel free to comment on our Facebook page. Feel free to leave a review on our website or just contact us via DM and we'll get back to you. Thank you once again, Kerry, Puan Nur Fazila, Xiaowei Peng, Catherine, all of our panelists, all of our audience, thank you guys so much for coming. I hope that this webinar has been useful for you. And yeah, do let us know if we can assist you in any other way. That's www.ielder.asia or facebook.com/ielder.asia. Thank you guys so much for coming and have a great evening. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.